Let's read Mr. Putter and Tabby Dance the Dance. Chapter 1, A New Thing. Mr. Putter and his fine cat Tabby liked living next door to Mrs. Teaberry and her good dog Zeke. They all had a lot of things in common. They all liked the Sunday funnies. They all liked cheese toasties. They all liked rain. Mrs. Teaberry was good at finding new things for them to like. Sometimes the new things worked. Sometimes they didn't. Lately, Mrs. Teaberry had been watching a contest on television. It was a dancing contest. The dancing was called ballroom dancing, and it looked like fun. Mrs. Teaberry called Mr. Putter. "I think we should go ballroom dancing," she said. Mr. Putter looked at Tabby, who was napping in the geranium. Tabby was old, like he was. She loved to nap. So did he. "I'm not sure I have it in me," Mr. Putter told Mrs. Teaberry. "I haven't danced since 1947. "Dancing is good for people," said Mrs. Teaberry. "It gets them all loosey-goosey." "Loosey-goosey?" asked Mr. Putter. "Just try it," said Mrs. Teaberry. "What have you got to lose?" Mr. Putter could think of a lot of things he had to lose, like his dignity and his nap time. But Mr. Putter never wanted to say no to Mrs. Teaberry. She was his good friend. "All right," said Mr. Putter, "but I have 2 left feet. I won't be very good at it." "You are a wonder at everything," said Mrs. Teaberry. Mr. Putter smiled. He liked being a wonder. It was nice to have a friend who thought so. Chapter 2, Sparkles. Mr. Putter and Tabby and Mrs. Teaberry and Zeke went to the Crystal Ballroom. It was very nice. It had sparkly lights and a sparkly floor. Everyone there looks very sparkly too. Tabby loved it. She batted at the sparkles. "Do you know how to foxtrot?" Mrs. Teaberry asked Mr. Putter. "Afraid not," said Mr. Putter. "Do you know how to Roomba?" asked Mrs. Teaberry. "Afraid not," said Mr. Putter. "Do you know how to 1-2 cha-cha-cha?" asked Mrs. Teaberry. "That I can do," Mr. Putter said. They went out on the dance floor. They told Tabby and Zeke to stay. One of them was good at staying. One of them was not. Chapter 3, Dancing. Zeke ran out to the dance floor. He grabbed a man's tuxedo tails and danced with him a while. Then he grabbed a lady's poodle skirt and danced with her a while. Then he jumped into a tango and really let go. He even got the rose right. Everyone watched Zeke tango. No one watched Mr. Putter cha-cha-cha, which was good because Mr. Putter had 2 left feet. But he was having fun. Everyone was having fun. The orchestra played, the dancers danced, Zeke tangoed, and a very happy cat batted the sparkles. When the night was over, Tabby and Zeke got lots of leftover pretzels and fizzy water. Even the ballroom water was sparkly. And Zeke got to keep his rose. Everyone went home happy. Everyone went home humming. Everyone went home dancing a little dance. They all felt like wonders, Mr. Putter most of all. The end. Thank you for reading with me.